Hi everybody, my name is Emma Spear. I am a second company dancer with Northwest Arkansas Ballet Theater. In just a minute, we're going to go ahead and get started with our Pilates mat class today. You don't need any props, just you in some comfortable clothes. We'll get started in just a minute. If you're just now joining, my name is Emma Spear. I'm a second company dancer with Northwest Arkansas Ballet Theater. I'm going to be starting a Pilates mat class in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to wait for some more people to log on. You don't need any props, just you in some comfortable clothes. Find a comfortable place to lie down. If you have a mat, use that. If you don't, grab a towel, find a section of carpet or wood that will work for you. We'll get started in just a minute. Okay, everybody, we're going to wait just about one more minute. Let some other people log on so we can get started. If you're just now joining, we're going to be doing a Pilates mat class. It'll be for all levels. We'll adapt as needed. We're going to get started seated, so you can make your way there. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Anyone else joining, you can join in whenever you arrive. Go ahead and sit. If legs crossed works in your body, find that position. If it doesn't adjust, you can sit in a chair, you can kneel, you can sit with your legs straight out. However you can sit to get that nice long spine. Shoulders out of the ears, nice deep breath in through the nose. Nice long exhale through the mouth. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. Nice deep breath in. Nice long exhale. Inhale, think about sitting up a little taller. Exhale, softening the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, lower the arms down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach and pause. Grab onto that right wrist. Lift yourself up a little taller. Fold over to the side. Nice deep breaths. Opening the rib cage. Coming back to center. Switch the clasp of your hands up and over to the other side. Breathing deeply. Sitting up nice and tall. Lower your arms down beside you. We're going to find a little twist. Take one hand to the opposite thigh, your other hand comes behind your back, sitting up nice and tall. Find a twist. Both hips are heavily rooted into the mat. Nice deep breaths, opening up any tighter areas in the ribs, the back, soften the neck. Coming through center, find your rotation to the opposite side. Nice deep breaths. If you're just joining, please feel free to join in. We just got started. Nice deep breath. Coming back to center, we're going to come to a seated position with your knees bent. Your feet are going to be about fist distance apart. You're going to put your hands behind your thighs. Sitting up nice and tall, pull your shoulders out of your ears. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, scoop the abs out, round your spine back into a C curve. Inhale to sit up nice and tall, shoulders out of the ears. Exhale, abdominals curl you back. Finding that C curve, scooping the abs out, trying to make your spine look like the letter C. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, scoop. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, scoop. We're going to pause here, shoulders out of the ears. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, roll back one more inch. Hold it there as you breathe in. Exhale to curl back, working from the abs. If your feet feel too far away, step them in. If you want a little extra challenge, do this with your hands straight out. If you need to keep your hands behind your thighs, take that option. Working those abs. We have a few more to get down onto your back. Shoulders out of the ears. Try to get your lower back to touch before the ribs, your ribs to touch before your shoulders to touch before your head, and we are all the way down on your back. Knees are bent, feet are about fist distance apart, hands down by the sides, shoulders nice and wide. Just take a couple breaths on your back, kind of settle in, let all that tension melt off your body. And then finding that nice neutral spine. So in neutral, the back of the head should be down against the mat. There's a little lift underneath the neck. Your thoracic spine, that space between your shoulder blades, is down against the mat. There's a little lift, a natural curve in the lower back. Then your sacrum and tailbone are down against the mat. This helps you be in a neutral pelvis. In your neutral pelvis, your hip bones and your pubic bone should be level. So just looking at those bony landmarks, they should be completely level. You don't have one tilted higher than another. Waist is nice and long. You're not crunching your ribs towards your hips. Then your toes are soft and your legs are parallel. Taking a nice deep breath in from here, scoop the abs out. I want you to tuck your pelvis. You're imprinting your lower back into the mat, shortening the distance between your ribs and your hips. Inhale as you come back to neutral. Exhale, abdominals, tuck the pelvis, no space underneath the lower back. Inhale, coming back to neutral, nice level hip bones and pubic bone. Exhale, tuck, get rid of that space underneath the lower back. Inhale, come back to neutral, allow for a tiny bit of space there. Exhale, tuck, shoulders are wide. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, come back to neutral. This time we're going to tilt your pelvis away from you, finding that anterior tilt. You're going to inhale, stick your tailbone out, lengthen the abdomen, pulling the hip bones and rib cage apart, and come back to neutral. Inhale, tilt, finding a slight arch in the lower back, sticking your tailbone out into the ground, back to neutral. Inhale, tilt. Exhale, neutral, softening the neck. Inhale, tilt. And exhale, neutral. Continue like this. Think about the tilt happening just with the lower half of your torso. Your ribs shouldn't flare open to the ceiling. You're gently knitting those ribs together, keeping them as stable as possible. Last two, tilt and neutral. Tilt and neutral. From neutral, I want you to keep your legs nice and still. Don't sway your knees from side to side. You're going to take your right hip, sink it heavy into the mat, like someone is pushing down on that right hip bone. Your pelvis is going to tilt slightly, so your left hip bone rises up to the ceiling just a little bit. We come back to your neutral pelvis and then over to the left, rocking your pelvis to the right and to the left. Your knees are not going with it. Keep them stable. Right and left. You can think about your pelvis as a bowl of water. You're sloshing that water over to the right and over to the left. Let's take one more to each side. Come back to neutral. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, tuck your pelvis. Imprint your lower back. No space between your back and the mat. From here, circle the weight in the backs of the hips over to the right. Out to your tailbone. Over to the left. And back to your tuck. Right hip, tailbone, left hip, tuck. Continue those circles. Think about swirling the water in that bowl. We're going to take one more in this direction. You're warming up your core, warming up everything in that lower half of your torso, spine, pelvis, hips. Come back to your neutral pelvis. Pause there. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, imprint the lower back, and start to go the other way. We go left hip, tailbone, right hip, tuck, using the abs. Left hip, tailbone, right hip, tuck. Left hip, tailbone, right hip, tuck. Come back to your neutral pelvis and pause. Remember, in neutral, hip bones and pubic bone are level. You have that natural curve in your lower back, so there's a little bit of space there. Gently knitting the bottom two ribs together. We're going to hold that stability through the pelvis. Don't let your pelvis change. Reach your arms straight up over your shoulders. Palms face each other. We're going to work on our scapular mobility. You're going to inhale, reach your fingertips up to the ceiling. Pull the shoulders off the mat. Let your chest cave in just a little bit.
Exhale, hug the shoulders back down to the mat. Gently squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach up, shoulders come off the mat. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Reach, shoulders come off the mat. Exhale, they come back down. Your pelvis is neutral. Reach and pull. Ribs are gently knitting together. Reach and pull. Pause here. You're pulling the backs of the shoulders down to the mat. Turn your palms to face your thighs. Gently knit your bottom two ribs together. Soften your toes. We're going to inhale. Lower your arms back by your ears. Nice and slow. Hover your arms above the ground. Use your exhale to knit your ribs together and draw your arms back up over your shoulders. Inhale to lower and exhale to lift. Your goal here is to not move anything in the torso as the arms are moving. Lower and lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Continue like that. Bottom two ribs are knitting together. Your upper back is not arching. Your shoulders are not creeping up to your ears. Waist is long. Pelvis is neutral. Let's lift the arms back up and pause. Turn your palms to face each other. Think about pushing through water like you're in a swimming pool. Open your arms out to a T position. Hover the backs of the arms above the mat. Exhale, close your arms back up over your shoulders. The slower you go, the better. Open your arms out to that T position. Exhale to close. Shoulders stay out of the ears. Open, pushing through the air. Exhale, close. Again, your ribs are stable, your pelvis is stable, your back is not arching or imprinting. Open to your T position and hold. Shoulders stay away from the ears. From here, sweep your arms up by your ears and then open back out to your T. Your arms are hovering maybe 3 or 4 inches above the ground as you move. The slower, the better. If you just swing your arms around, your pelvis and ribs are almost definitely going to move. And the whole goal of this one is that stability that you've created. As you reach the arms up, keep the shoulders pulling away from the ears so the neck stays long and soft. Last one, lift and open. Find that T position. Set the backs of the hands all the way down against the mat. Walk your feet all the way together. Glue your shoulder blades down to the mat. Inhale, sway both knees to the right. Left shoulder is glued down. Left foot and hip will lift. Hold your twist. You should feel a stretch somewhere between your left knee and your left shoulder. Exhale, engage the abdominals and pull your knees back to center. Inhale, over to the other side. Your right shoulder is glued down. You're allowing your right foot and hip to lift off the mat. Hold your twist for a moment. Engage the abs first. Use those obliques to pull the legs back to center. Inhale, legs go to the right. Left shoulder is glued down. Exhale, pull back to center. Inhale to the left. Right shoulder is glued down. Exhale to center. Let's do one more each way. Inhale over. Wide shoulders, soften the neck. Exhale, center. Last one. Inhale over. Exhale, center. Separate your feet about fist distance apart. Knees are also fist distance. Place your fingers all the way together. Place your hands at the base of your skull. You want them to be supporting both your head and your neck, not just one or the other. Elbows are wide, but allow them to be up off the ground a couple inches so that your bottom two ribs can already be knitting together. Soften the neck, soften the legs. Take a nice deep breath in. Use your exhale to pull your shoulders out of your ears, knit your ribs together, and then curl the bottom of the rib cage towards the tops of the hip bones. Coming up into what in layman's terms we call a crunch. Inhale, lower. I don't want you to think about crunching your body here. I want you to think about curling. We're getting that flexion in the spine. Exhale, ribs to hips. You're trying to shorten that distance between the bottom of the rib cage and the tops of the hip bones. Exhale, curl, shoulders are wide. Inhale, lower. Let your head be heavy into your hands. Exhale, the abs lift you up, not the neck. Inhale to lower. Exhale, ribs to hips. Inhale to lower. Keep breathing. Exhale, curl. And lower. Let's do one more. Curl up and hold. Shoulders down, soften the neck. Let the hands support the head. Use your abdominals, not your arms, not your neck. Curl up 1 extra inch. Lower an inch. Curl up and lower. Up an inch. Down an inch. Elbows are wide, but don't force them. Up and down. Here's 3. Just from the abs, not the neck. 2. Heavy head. 1. Lower your head all the way down. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, curl it back up. Ribs to hips. Shoulders down. Keep both hips planted into the mat. Take the bottom of the left side of the rib cage. Rotate it. Try to touch it to the top of the right hip bone. You're finding your rotation. We come back to center, lift up a little higher. Now right rib to left hip, twist and center. Twist, center, shoulders down, twist, center, 1 more each way. Rib to hip, get the whole rib cage moving, not just the arms. Come back to center, curl up an extra inch. Lower your head all the way down. Take your hands back down by your sides and take a breath. Shoulders are wide. Neck is nice and long. You can gently push down into the backs of the arms if you need a little bit of assistance here. Long toes, but your big toe joint is touching the mat. Take a nice deep breath in. Use your abdominals to exhale, tuck the pelvis. Imprint your lower back into the mat. So far, the backs of the legs are soft. From here, you're going to push down into your heels. Feel like you're going to pull your heels towards you without physically moving your foot. Keep the heels pulling towards you. You should feel the backs of your legs start to turn on. Use the hamstrings, glutes, and abs to roll your hips up into a bridge. 1 vertebrae at a time comes off the mat. Pause at the top. Are your big toe joints still down against the mat? Are your toes gripping? Can you release them? Knees should be about fist distance apart. You're pushing hamstrings, glutes, and abs, but not from the lower or the upper back. The back is relaxed. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, roll down. Upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum, tailbone. Inhale, come all the way to neutral. Hip bones and pubic bone are level. Exhale, tuck the pelvis. Imprint the lower back. Use those abs first. Push into your heels. Pull your heels towards you. Curl your hips up. 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale to pause. Exhale to curl it down. Upper back, middle back, wide shoulders, lower back. All the way to neutral as you inhale. Exhale, abs first, then hamstrings and glutes. Push into your heels, roll the hips up. Nice deep breath in, your neck is soft. Exhale, roll down. Upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum, tailbone. Reverse that articulation as you curl it up. Tailbone, sacrum, lower back, middle back. Maybe part of your upper back, but don't force it. Exhale, roll down. Wide shoulders, keep the shoulders out of the ears. Let's do 1 more bridge. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, curl it up. Pause at the top. From here, think about using your abdominals to lower your hips an inch, your glutes and hamstrings to lift your hips an inch. Keep pulsing. Down an inch, up an inch. Down an inch, push into your heels, up an inch. Abs, hamstrings, and glutes. We have 3, wide shoulders. 2, soften the neck, lift and hold. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, curl it down. Upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum, tailbone. Come all the way to neutral. Take a nice deep breath. Stabilizing your neutral pelvis. Hip bones and pubic bone are level. Waist is long. Hands are down by your sides. You can push into the arms if you need a little extra stability. If you decide that you need a little extra challenge today, take your arms straight up over your shoulders. Palms can face towards each other or towards your thighs. So either hands down by the sides or arms up over your shoulders. Your shoulders are out of your ears. Gently knit those bottom 2 ribs together. Allow for that natural curve in the lower back. Don't change anything with the pelvis. You're going to slowly float your right leg up to a tabletop position. Your knee comes right above your hip. Your foot is in line with your knee is bent at 90 degrees, and your shin is making that table. Ribs are knitting together. Inhale, tap your right toes down to the mat. Exhale to lift back up. As you do this, you're hinging from your hip. Don't bend your knee to put your toes down. Move from the hip. Keep the knee bent at 90 degrees. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, shoulders out of the ears. Abdominals help the leg come up. Yes, you are probably going to feel your quad as you're moving, but do as much of the work as possible from the abs without forcing the back to imprint. The whole goal is that pelvic stability. Waist is long. You're not rocking your hips as you do this. Last one, lower and lift. Set the right foot all the way down. Reset your pelvis. Make sure you're still neutral, and the left leg comes up to tabletop. Long waist, ribs are knitting. You have that natural curve in your lower back. Inhale, lower the left toes down. Exhale to lift. Again, you're moving from the abs as much as possible. Inhale, lower, hinge from the hip, not from the knee. Lift, right toes are soft. Don't grip the mat. Make sure your right knee is centered. It's not swing open to the side. Shoulders down. We have 3, long neck. Here's 2, use those abs. If you need to go slower than me, please do so. The slower the better. The slower you go, the more you can catch those wobbles before they happen. Pause with your left leg in tabletop. Shoulders are out of the ears. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, point your right foot. Your right heel comes off the mat. Your toes are still touching down. From here, we're going to switch your legs. Left toes touch. Right leg comes to tabletop. And we switch. And switch. Wide shoulders. Switch. You should feel your low belly. Switch. The waist is long. Don't hike the hips. You have equal weight in the back of each hip. You're not rocking from side to side. Here's 3, 2, 1. Bring both legs up to tabletop. Flex your feet. Remember, your hands can be down by your sides for a little extra support. From here, exhale, tuck your pelvis. Imprint your lower back. Notice how much harder it is for your abs when your feet are not on the ground. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, tuck. Shoulders are wide. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, tuck. Soften the neck. Neutral. Exhale, tuck and pause. You're imprinting your lower back. There's no space between your back and the mat. Shoulders are wide. Lower both legs down in the direction of the mat. They do not have to touch. Exhale, back up. Slowly lower. You are not losing the imprint of the lower back. Your lower back is glued down. Don't swing the legs to come back up. Make sure you're really using your abs to make that action happen instead of momentum. Let's do 2 more. Lower, keep the back imprinted. Exhale, lift. Last one, lower and lift. Pause in tabletop. Point your toes. Open your arms out to a T position. Shoulder blades are glued down. Nice long neck. Inhale, sway both knees to the right. Your left shoulder is glued down. Exhale, pull back to center. Maintain your tabletop position. Don't let it get smaller as you sway. Exhale, center. Inhale, over. You're allowing the left hip to lift, but the left shoulder blade is glued down. Same thing to the other side. Right shoulder blade is glued down. Right hip can lift. You can continue like that, or to advance it, take both legs over to the right. Extend your legs straight. Hold the legs straight to come back to center, and then bend the knees. Over to the left. Option to straighten the legs or keep them bent. Pull to center. Bend your knees if they're not already. Over. Shoulder blade is glued down. Keep the collarbone wide. Pull to center. And bend. Last one. Over. Reach. Center. Bend. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Nice deep breath. Soften the neck and shoulders. From here, we're going to move into some more advanced abdominal work. If your neck starts to bother you at any point, you always have the option to place one or both hands behind your head, or to do it with your head down on the mat. Just keep the arms, the legs, and the breath going. If you're going for the full expression of the exercise, make sure you keep your head up off the mat, but you're not curling from your neck. You're thinking about that rib to hip connection, so it's coming from your abs. Take one hand onto each shin. You're holding onto your legs individually. You're not lacing your fingers. You're not wrapping your arms. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Elbows are wide like a first position. Exhale, push your shins into your hands. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Your legs come up to a tabletop position. Shoulders are wide. From here, keep your arms where they are. We're going to inhale. Extend your legs straight out to 45 degrees. Exhale, bend. Hands come back to your shins. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Shoulders down. Reach. And bend. Keep going. As you bend the knees, try not to hug them into the chest. Try to stop your legs at tabletop so that your chest has to come to meet your thighs instead of your knees bending so that the thighs come towards the chest. If you want to advance this, add the arms reaching back. Circle, grab your shins. You're still stopping at tabletop. Reach and circle. Remember, you can always put one or both hands behind the head or put your head down on the mat. Reach and circle. Keep breathing. Last 2 and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Set your head down. Take a breath. Take a little rock from side to side. We're going to go back up and do some similar series. If you need to have your head down on the mat or put your hands behind your head, take those options. Those are always available to you. Remember that you're not just curling the head up, you're trying to curl your ribs to your hips to get that abdominal connection. One hand on each shin, elbows are wide. Pull yourself back up from your abs. Push your legs into your hands. Take both hands to your right knee. Your left leg extends straight out. Try to line your toes up here. Your right leg is still in tabletop. You didn't hug it in. Your toes are on the same line instead of that left leg being way up or way down. We're going to switch legs and switch. As you switch, try not to do a little bounce with the chest. Stay curled up to your very highest height. Shoulders down. Curl up higher from the abs. Take both hands behind your head. Add a rotation. As you do this rotation, don't close your elbows. Keep them wide. Think about that rib to hip cross body pull. It's not just the shoulders or the arms that are moving. It's the whole rib cage, but the hips are stable. Here's your last 4, 3. Keep breathing. 2, 1. Hug your knees in. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Nice deep breaths. Let's go ahead and come onto one side. If it's accessible for you, your bottom arm is going to be extended straight. If that doesn't work for you, you can bend your elbow. You can grab a small pillow, a rolled up blanket or towel, something to put under your head here. Your toes are going to come slightly forward of your hips. You almost want to be in a little bit of a banana shape here. Your top hand is going to be either on the mat in front of you. If it is, just use your fingertips. Don't push into it. Or you can have that hand on your hip. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, both legs lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And lower. Shorten the top side of the waist. And lengthen. Soften the neck. Lift. And lower. Using that oblique. Try not to throw the legs and then drop them. Move with control. Lift and lower. One more. Lift and hold from here. Flex both feet. Your top leg stays exactly where it is. Lower your bottom leg down to the mat. Exhale, squeeze it back up. Lower and lift. Lower and lift, square hips, lower and lift. Top leg doesn't move. You're trying to activate the entire inner thigh of that bottom leg. Both your ankles and your inner thighs are pulling together. Last 2 and 1. Lift and hold. Pick both legs up a little higher and lower all the way down. Bend your knees. Find your clam position. Your heels go straight out from your sit bones. You're lifting that supporting side of the waist up off the mat. Nice square hips. Exhale, just the leg moves as you open your top knee into your clam. Inhale to close. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Think about doing your clams with a stable, neutral pelvis. If your pelvis starts to move, you're going to be shifting the work into muscles other than your glute. Exhale, open, and close. Think about lifting the supporting side of the waist up away from the mat. Last two. And one, open the knee and hold little pulses an inch back for 8, 7, 6, just the leg, not the hips. 2, 1, close your knees, take a breath, keep your hips square. Now from here, don't change anything else, just pick your feet up off the mat. Maybe it's 2 inches, maybe it's a foot, wherever you land, stabilize there, pretend your feet are resting on a shelf. Exhale, open the top knee. Inhale to close. Exhale, open. Remember that stable, neutral pelvis. Try to create your own resistance here. You're pushing through something, pushing against something. Use your breath. Soften the neck as much as possible. Open and close. Last 2. And 1. Here we go. Just the leg. Little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your knees. Set your feet down. Take a breath. Hips are square. Your bottom leg stays where it is. Top leg goes straight out. Flex your foot, or for a little extra challenge, relax your foot. Reach out through the leg and lift and low. Lift and lower. Soften the neck. Lift and lower. Keep going. Your foot is either truly flexed or truly relaxed. When it's relaxed, it's almost like a weight at the end of the leg. Let it be heavy. As you do this one, it's the opposite of when we were lifting both legs up off the mat. Don't use your oblique to lift. Make sure it's just the glute. You want your waist to stay long. Your hip bone is not pulling any closer to your rib. Last 2. And 1. Come to hip height and pause. Sweep your leg forward about a foot. Little lift, lower, and back. We go forward. Little lift, lower, and back. Forward, lift, lower, back. Last one. Forward, lift, little drops to the ground for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep the leg back, lower it down. Roll onto your back, take a figure 4 stretch. Nice deep breaths. Soften the neck. Gently untangle your legs and we'll make our way to the other side. Hopefully your glutes are on fire now too, Ruby. Bottom arm is straight if that's accessible to you. If it's not, bend your elbow, add a pillow of some kind. Legs are straight, toes are slightly forward of the hips, either fingertips on the mat or hand on your hip. Exhale, both legs lift. Inhale to lower, moving with control. Exhale, lift and lower. Soften the neck as much as possible. This one is for your oblique, so as you pick the legs up, try to shorten the waist a little bit. Your hip pulls towards your rib, and then you lengthen back out. Lift and lower. If this bottom hip is bothering you, you can always pat it, or you can try turning your legs in. Sometimes that's a good adjustment. Lift and lower. Try not to roll the top hip backwards. You want to stay on the side of your hip. Last one, lift and hold. Flex both feet. Keep your top leg where it is. Bottom leg lowers and squeezes up. Lower and lift. Use those inner thighs. Lower, soften your neck. Lift. Lower, keep breathing. Lift. Resist against gravity. Don't let gravity pull your leg down to the mat. Move slowly. Last 2. And lift and hold. Pick both legs up an extra inch and lower down. Bend your knees, find your clam position. Heels go straight out from your glutes. Think about having a stable, neutral pelvis. You're gently lifting your waist up as if it's going to come off the mat to help square those hips off and keep the obliques active. Exhale, open the top knee, heels stay together. Inhale to close. Hips don't move, just the leg. Open and close. Soften the neck. Open and close. Think about creating your own resistance. How can you make this feel harder in your body? Are you moving through water? Are you moving through molasses? Do you have an imaginary TheraBand tied around your legs? What kind of resistance can you give your muscles to push against? Last two. Open and hold little pulses, just the leg, not the hips, for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your knees, take a breath. From here, your knees stay where they are. We pick the feet up off the mat. The height is up to you. Keep them at their new height. Your waist is still lifting away from the mat. Exhale, just the top leg moves as you open the knee and close. Pelvis is still stable. Open and close. Soften the neck as much as possible. Open and close. Open and close. Keep pushing through the air. Imagine that it's heavy, it's thick. Give yourself that resistance. Make your glute work. Last 3. Here's 2. Open and hold little pulses for 8, 7, 6. Just the leg. 4, 3. Abs. 2, 1. Close your knees. Set your feet down. Take a breath. Bottom leg stays where it is. Top leg goes straight out. You either flex your foot or relax it. Reach out through the leg. The waist is lifting. Top side of the waist is long. Lift the leg up and lower down. Don't swing it. Resist up and lower. You should be able to hold it at any point in this movement. You're not just building strength at the top and the bottom. You're building that strength all the way through. Lift and lower. Your waist is long. You're moving from inside your hip joint and not by crunching your hip up to your rib. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Lower your leg to hip height. Take your leg, sweep it forward about a foot. Little lift up, lower down, and bring it back. Is your pelvis still neutral here? Forward, lift, lower. Keep breathing. Forward, lift, lower, back. Keep your hips stacked. Forward, lift, lower, back. Next one, take it forward. Little lift, drops to the ground for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it back, lower it down. Roll onto your back, find your figure 4, stretch the same leg that was just on top, crosses over the opposite thigh. Option to hug that bottom leg towards you. Nice deep breaths. Gently untangle your legs, take your feet back down to the mat, hands down by your sides. Find that neutral pelvis, shoulders are wide. Bring your right leg up to tabletop, left leg up to tabletop, squeeze the knees together, reach your arms all the way up over your shoulders and then all the way back overhead, hovering above the ground. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, ribs to hips. Curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. Sweep your hands down to hover above the ground by your hips. Inhale to lower. Exhale, ribs to hips. Abs curling up, not your neck. Inhale, lower. If your neck is tensing, remember that you can always place one or both hands behind your head or keep your head down on the mat. Just keep the breath, the arms, and the legs where they should be. On your next one, curl up. Pause. If you want to add a challenge, extend your legs out, bend your knees in, and set your head down. If that's too much for you, just curl up and hold this position. Otherwise, we extend, we bend, and we lower. Exhale, ribs to hips, reach, and lower. Exhale, reach, and lower. You can continue like that or to add on, reach and hold. Separate your legs about 2 feet apart. Squeeze them back together. Bend your knees, lower your head. Exhale, maybe your legs stay bent, maybe they extend, maybe you go for that open close, bend the knees, lower. Exhale, curl up, open close, bend, and lower. Shoulders out of the ears, reach, open, close, bend, lower. On your next one, curl up and hold. Your legs can be in tabletop. They can be straight up to the ceiling, or they can be down to 45 degrees. Start to pump your arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoulders down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going, keep breathing. In this position, a neutral pelvis is going to be a whole lot harder for your body. The lower your legs go, the harder it will be. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. If neutral doesn't work for you, make sure you imprint the lower back. If you're feeling this in your lower back, bend your knees and make sure you're imprinted. Last 2 sets. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Bend your knees if they're not already. Curl up a little higher. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a rock from side to side. Congratulations, you survived hundreds. Keep breathing. From here, we're going to roll all the way over onto your stomach. Lying all the way down, stack one hand on top of the other. Place your forehead down on top. I'm going to keep my head up so you can still hear me. Your legs can be hip distance apart. For more of a challenge, walk them all the way together. For dancers, make sure that your legs are parallel. If you're not a dancer, you can find a little bit of external rotation. You're going to lift your belly button up. Try to pull your belly button up off the mat. It probably won't actually leave the mat, but get as close as you can. And then press your pubic bone down into the mat. Those 2 actions together are going to activate your abs and your glutes, which are going to protect your lower back. Keep the belly lifting. Keep the pubic bone pressing down. Pull your shoulders out of your ears. Your forehead is resting all the way down on the backs of your hands. Keep pulling the shoulders away from the ears and hover your elbows just an inch or 2 up off the mat. Nice long neck. You're going to inhale, hover your chest and hands up. Your feet stay down against the floor. Exhale to lower down, using your upper back to move. Inhale, lift. Elbows are wide. Pull the shoulders out of the ears. Lower. The more you pull your shoulders away from your ears, the less the neck is going to tense up. Inhale, lift. Your feet are glued down to the floor. You're either parallel or slightly turned out. Lift. And lower. Belly button is lifting. Pubic bone is pressing down. Glutes and abs. On your next one, lift your chest up and hold. Sweep your hands down by your sides. Palms touch your thighs. Pull your shoulders out of your ears. Lengthen the back of the neck. Don't throw your head away. Keep your gaze down. Start to pulse your arms up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, breathe, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Take a breath. From here, take your hands, place them underneath your shoulders. I want your entire forearm down against the mat, including your elbows, so don't have your hands too far back. Lengthen the back of the neck. Your forehead is resting on the mat. Legs are in the same position. You're still lifting your belly button up, pressing your pubic bone down. You're going to keep the back of the neck long. Your gaze shouldn't go straight forward. It should stay down to the floor. Inhale. Activate the upper back by pulling your shoulder blades down the back of the rib cage. Keep your belly button pulling in as you hover your chest up. Gently push into your hands and lift yourself up to the point right before your elbows start to come off the mat. The back of the neck is long. You're not looking forward, you're looking down. Lower your chest all the way down to the mat. Inhale, shoulder blades down the back of the rib cage. Lift the chest up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift upper back. And lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. On your next one, lift and hold. Shoulders out of the ears. Lift your belly. Press your pubic bone down. Your feet are still against the mat. Hover your arms up off the mat and hold for 5. Shoulders down. 4. Abs. 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Take a nice deep breath. Reset. We're going to do that one more time. Forehead against the mat. Pressing into the forearms, peel yourself up. Keep your belly lifting, your pubic bone pressing down. Legs are down against the mat. Hover your arms up, hold for 5, upper back. 4, shoulders down. 3, long neck. 2, 1, lower all the way down. Push yourself back into a child's pose. Knees go nice and wide, hips come back to your heels. Reach your arms forward. Nice deep breath. Walk both hands over to the right side of the mat. Sink your left hip heavy so you feel that extra stretch through the left side of the back. Walk your hands over to the other side. Right hip sinks heavy. Breathe into the back. Back to center. Take one more nice deep breath. And then coming to a seated position. Legs straight out in front of you. Feet are flexed. They're about hip distance apart. I want a nice flat back here like you're sitting up against a wall. If you can't quite get there, then soften your knees a little bit. Give yourself that little bend so that your back can be flat. You can keep them bent the whole time. Choosing the option that's appropriate for your legs. Reaching your arms straight forward, shoulders are down. You're sitting up against that imaginary wall. Your arms are going to stay parallel to the ground. Drop your chin to your chest. The back of the head peels away from that wall. Shoulders roll away from the wall. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Reach long through your fingers. Your arms are up by your ears. You're getting that stretch through your back, the backs of your legs. You're also using your upper back to support the arms and your abs to support your torso. Exhale, scoop the belly out. Roll yourself up to seated. Lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulders and head. Nice deep breath in at the top. Exhale, curl it forward. Head, shoulders, articulate the spine. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Reach long through the fingers. Exhale, curl it up. Use those abs one vertebrae at a time. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, curl it forward. Reach through the fingers. Inhale. Exhale, roll it up. Sitting up tall. From here, walk your legs all the way together. If your knees were bent a moment ago, they should be bent here. Take your arms into a goalpost position. Shoulders are down. Plant your hips and heels into the mat. There should be no movement from the waist down. Use your obliques, your abdominals, to rotate your rib cage to the right. Pause here. Don't throw the arms past where your body is on. Use your abs to deepen your twist and come back to center. Twist to the left, sit up a little taller. Deepen the twist from the abs back to center. Exhale, twist, shoulders out of the ears. Deepen, center. Twist, deepen, center. Sit up taller, use those abs, plant your heels into the ground. Center, last one, twist, deepen, center. Extend your arms straight forward, legs go straight. Nice deep breath in. Let's start our roll-ups. Exhale, scoop the abs out. Slowly roll down onto your back. One vertebrae at a time. Inhale, reach the arms back overhead, but they stay hovering above the ground. Exhale to curl it back up. One vertebrae at a time. Reach forward at the top. Exhale, roll down. If that's too much in your body, you can choose to do it with bent legs. You can even choose to grab onto the thighs to help you move if you need to. Roll it down nice and slow, shoulders out of the ears. Try not to slam down to the mat. Try not to use momentum to roll up. Really use the strength of your core. Reach forward. Roll it down. Reach back. Last one. Reach forward. Roll it all the way down. Take your arms, place them down by your sides. They can be nice and close to your sides, or for a little bit more stability, open them out to a low V position. Shoulders are wide. From here, gently engage those abs. Make sure your back isn't arching. You're going to take your right leg, bend your knee, extend your leg up to the ceiling. flex your foot. This is all about the accent, so don't just keep swinging through it. You're going to take your heel and draw on the ceiling a circle about the size of a dinner plate. You're going to cross over your body maybe 2 or 3 inches, circle down, around, and stop. Hold it right there, freeze. Over, down, around, and up. You have an inhale circle and an exhale circle. I want to see that freeze at the top of the movement every time. Your goal is to keep your hips completely still. You can push down into that left leg for extra stability. Your leg is as straight as possible. If that means that it's slightly bent the whole time, it's slightly bent the whole time. One more set. And reverse your circles. Shoulders are wide. Up and hold. Up and hold. Hips are not rocking. You're pushing down into the left hip and leg. Shoulders are wide. Gently push into the backs of the arms if you need more support. No wobbles in the hips. Last 2. And 1. Point your toes. Bend your knees. Slide your legs straight out along your mat. Take a breath. Reset your hips. Engage those abs. And left leg deadlift is up to the ceiling. Flex your foot. You're drawing with your heel. Cross over the body. Down, around, and up. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, wide shoulders. Exhale, no movement in the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, use those abs. Exhale, straighten the knee as much as possible. Really flex that foot. Push down into the right leg. Pause at the top and reverse. Wide shoulders. Really flex that foot. Last 2. And 1. Point your toes. Bend your knees. Straighten your leg out. Reach your arms back by your ears. Exhale. Roll yourself all the way up to seated. Sitting up nice and tall. Crossing your legs. Reaching your arms out to either side of the mat. Take one arm up and over. Find your side bend. Nice deep breaths. Up and over to the other side. Opening the rib cage. Sitting up nice and tall. Make your way up to a standing position. Feet come about hip distance apart. Finding that parallel position. Standing tall. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Reach through the fingers. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Soften the knees. Drop your chin to your chest. Roll it down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Arms hang heavy. Let the knees be soft. No tension in the neck. Nod your head a little bit yes, a little bit no. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, arms and head are heavy. Scoop the belly out. Slowly roll it up. 1 vertebrae at a time. Standing up nice and tall whenever you arrive at the top. Give your shoulders a couple rolls. Open the chest. And we are all done. Thanks so much, you guys. I'm glad you joined me today. I'll be doing this 4 Fridays for the foreseeable future, so please join me again next week. If you have anything that you particularly loved and you want to see again, anything that you want to be working on, any feedback, I'd love to hear it. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next week.